What is going on, guys? This is Red Dragon 9 again. We're back here, episode 3 of Don't Kill It. This is where we left off in the last episode. I think that's a good spot to leave this game. I think there was a lot of things we learned from this game already. So I'm just going to open up a new, fresher game and go from there. Let's pick the next one here. Alright, so J-That is once again white in this game, and let's see what the themes we're going to develop for this episode and look in the game. And if you watched the first two episodes and you haven't watched the first two episodes, I do recommend you go back and watch the first two first. There's a lot of content packed in there, a lot of concept and ideas, and we're going to, as the series moves on, I'm going to build on top of each one. So there might be some stuff I'm referring to the last video that you guys, if you haven't seen, then you're gonna might be lost a little bit. So here we see J-That usually loves to play the Chinese, but now we're white, so let's see how he handles the black, if black chooses to play Chinese or something like that. So but here we have a 2-3-4 by black, and then we have a 4-4 at the top by white, and then we have a 3-4. And so opening theory usually dictate you approaches the 3-4 corner first. That's because the 3-4 corner is easier to enclose versus the 4-4. So you want to hit the one that's easier to enclose first, because the second one, the top one, this one is not as easy to enclose. So you can always jump in here or something like that. So you want to approach first. So black, so far black is playing correctly. Let's see how J-That responds. Let's see, we have a pincer and then a jump and then a approach on the top side. Usually it is followed by something like this. And then fighting will ensue from this opening. But the idea here is black does not want white to develop towards this stone over here. So if you do something like that, white might do this, and this shape is pretty good. And then the next follow-up is going to be pretty good here too. So, but this is more like just taste and style, really. Not really like anything that have been determined to be bad, but I would play here as black instead of here. And then white pins, which is a good move because to kind of help this stone out. And now we're pinning these two black stone against some strong stones here. So blacks intelligently play a Kosomi, make sure it doesn't get attacked, and then white jump out to develop the bottom side faster. So here, board analysis, we know black plays this first, which is not I don't like this move. It seems like it's a greedy move, so pretty much saying, okay, white has all that, I'm gonna jump out and I'm trying to grab all this, but you know, this move doesn't grab all this. What it does, it just like plays here and white can still jump in. So this move doesn't really do anything except for saying, oh, I kind of want to be greedy a little bit and play here and make sure, you know, you can't develop further. But this jump in is always there because this gap is pretty big. So as black, I would say if you wanted to do something like extend the corner and reduce the development of this side, I would say play the big knight like so, and then so enclose your own area, you know. Don't be so greedy like that. But and then let's see what white does. White jump here. This is a very good move. Basically there was a weakness here before, right, without this stone, but now you have reinforcement here. This invasion doesn't work as well. So now you helped guard against that invasion a little bit. And then like with another move somewhere around here, you're gonna solidify this group. And so as black, in this situation, if I was black, I would jump in to something like this, right? Let white do that, but at least we have some compensation over here. And then now black can come back and play a corner enclosure or something similar like that. I do not like this slide here because you're under attack. The slide's not good. White's gonna potentially seal you in like this. And now you're completely sealed in on this side. That's the reason why I don't like that move. But nothing too glaring right now. So we have the trade of jump, jump, jump. And now this looked like a normalized corner, Chozuke. And so black enclosed the corner here, which is a big move because this spot was open, right? So if you saw this move here, what black could have done was enclose the corner first, and then now on this move, black can jump, right? Same thing, except the corner was more important, so you enclose it first. So this move should have been played instead of this move, and then this two move turn should have been reversed for black. But now we have a normalized situation, which is okay. Although I do prefer this move instead of this one because of the theory, low theory or high-low theory. You want to play high and low and not low or high. Reason with the high you don't want to play too high stone is because people can jump in. If you look at like a few games ago, there was a black player that played too high on the fourth line, two highs, and the shape became it's not a good shape making strategy, I guess I would say. And then the reason why you don't want to play low is because you can hit shoulder hit and then you run and your formation would be low. The high-low, I don't expect you guys to understand completely about the high-low and the importance of it as of yet, because it is a pretty complex concept. But what you should know is try not to play a bunch of lows move in the same group or a bunch of high moves in the same group. You want to mix it up. So that's why for black it's better to play here. So you have a low and a high, right? That's the concept. This shape white here, a high and a low and a low. So low, high, low. This is a good shape. High, high, low. This is a good shape too, but with the corner enclosing. Versus the move here. You see the shape here? You see the idea behind it, why this shape doesn't look as good as this one, right? Because let's say if white does something like this, and if you extend right here, this stone is going to be able to help out this stone. Somebody invade, this stone is higher up, so it can get into the fight faster. Versus if you play here, and let's say white play here, and you jump in here, something like this stone's not going to be able to come up and help as efficiently. And you might say, well, 10, that's just like one line difference. Well, in Go, one line difference is huge. It makes a huge difference, especially in the openings and the fight. One line shift over left and right, it makes it a huge difference. So that's one concept I've seen in this game that you guys can take home with you guys, is the high-low. See, so why don't we play, if white were to extend, why doesn't white want to play here? Because black can slide in, right? So since you have a high stone here, the best extension is a low extension like this. Now white can't slide in. I mean, black can't slide into this area. So that's the concept behind that. Anyway, let's move to the next part and see where white plays. So white approaches the top corner, which is okay. I kind of don't like this move because as black, I would pincer and develop this moyo. So now if white did something like this moyo development is pretty nice, as you can see with the pincer. So in a situation like this where black has already developed this side so weld already, I would just jump in here and split it up. Make sure even if black plays something like this, the moyo is not as big as earlier, and then now you can attack this one stone here. So I do like the split. It does look maybe a few years ago, 3-4 years ago, I would never play the split like this because it just seems weird to me to let black pinch you like this, right? Something like this, and then black develop like this. But the compensation you get turns out is pretty fair. It's pretty fair compensation you get as white, and so this is playable. And so I would say be able to recognize situation like this. So instead of playing here and getting pinched all the way up here, you can play around here to split up this area and reduce the potential of black. The reason why it's fair is, you see, this is black's territory, right? And this was white territory, and white has points here, here, and here, and black doesn't have points here, doesn't have points here. So this whole right side is all white's points. So now if white just comes in and be able to reduce down a little bit, it's still the points is fair. So basically that's what it is, and you don't want to be greedy and go, because you can only play one stone at a time, and you get a too large of an area, it's gonna get invaded. So let's see white here, but this is not like super wrong or anything like that. It's just a higher strategy concept that'll help you out, improve your play a little bit better. So let's see, black jumps and then white closes the corner at the top, which is good. That is the strange move, because wouldn't this be better, right? So this knight moves. It's a little strange to me, but whatever. Okay, and then now white comes back and do the split, which is a little weird, to trade this and that and that and that, and then come back and do the split. This stone now looks kind of funny, And so we have the progression here, and then the attach. This turned out really well for white though, right here. That lean though, this is a weird move. I'm not sure about what white is trying to do here. If anything, the rule is how thick your wall is. So this wall is 3, so the jump should be right here. So this jump is a little bit farther away, right? So that's gonna leave weakness. It's one extra farther away. So if I was white, I would maybe make the wall higher. So now the wall is really high, so this jump is okay, right? Or if you feel like you're not that adventurous, I would do this to kind of secure this point up a little bit, or make this side higher, right? But this lean, I would cut. As black, I would cut this, because now these stones are in trouble here, right? So you have to defend, and after you defend, these stones look like they might be in trouble. I think they are after this. So this was a little strange, and then black jumps in right away. Well, this situation, So up to here, it's just really fighting mistakes. Once again, it's hard to teach fighting because your reading ability has to be kind of strong for that. So I'm gonna leave this game here. And let's go to the next one. And if you guys hear some sound, that's just my brother putting together some IKEA shelves. Be right back, okay? Alright, so let's go to the next game. And see what we have. So again, J-That is white. Okay, so this black extension back is correct this time, right? It's a little safer, as we demonstrated. And then this jump is not bad, but it's not great either. You can't really say until development starts. One thing I do want to say is black is very isolated towards the bottom, which is never a good thing during the opening. You don't want to be isolated to one side, so all your resources gonna be going over to that one side, and then you are weak against black on the rest of the board. So you got a big knight enclosure, the kicks, and the drop down. Actually, it should be pulling up, not dropping down, but minor details. So here, white solidifies the corner, maybe like 20 points, versus black taking all of the left side here. It looks like those left sides is probably going to turn in territory. So right now, I would say white is playing too slow, and black is taking all the big points. We have to approach. Double split. I don't know about this move either. I think white should have played something like this and developed the right side a little bit. I mean, it's fine to develop this area. Let black develop that. You don't have to cancel out everything your opponent plays. But white is behind at this point, so I guess white has to try something. Here, this combination is nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, so black use a Tsuji to seal white in here, and white falls for it. That's strange. That's really big. Why would you not do this? Because once you do this, if I was white, I would do this. So two strange exchange here. And then now, wow, okay, position wide, pretty much game over. From here, white is just so far behind. Let's see how all this is turning into points now for black, and then black corner is pretty strong, and then this is also turned into points. So yeah, it looked like this game was lost real at the beginning. So that's why I emphasize on the concept that you shouldn't isolate yourself to one side like this, because then now you gotta catch up on the other side. And after that, black has taken too many big points. So as white, you gotta be pretty fast with your play, okay? Let's go to the next one, see what we can see here. That one was pretty bad. That one was like lost at the beginning. So we have J that as white again. Development to ignore that corner to develop the left side is not bad, but again, white is isolating to the left only, right? Nowhere else. The top corner is already gone. White fighting is better this game. Okay, so far so good. The left side is solid white territory, but that's all white has for now. So black takes three corners, and if black takes 4 corners, there's a saying: if your opponent takes 4 corners, you lose and go. And it's often pretty true at high level. You definitely don't want to give your opponent all the corners. Oh, that's strange combination. I think this is better. I think white got tricked here. This is better because if he goes in here, you can just connect. And this is already Atariing this, so it doesn't really matter. So it seems like white got tricked here, and instead of playing that, plays this, and then now you have something like this to it. Which isn't the end of the world, but instead of connecting here, you should really Atari. Does the same thing, but it removes one code threat. Right now connecting, this is not in Atari, so this could be in trouble later. But board position wise, it's not bad. It's not bad for white either, because this group is floating, and if you attack correctly, you can get something. And then the corner is still not completely blacked, right? Because now this is so strong. There's something here. Yeah, so the corner is developing, and yeah, pretty good there to reduce the corner. You gotta be able to see moves like this though, like this cut, and force black to live and isolate him. You see here? Those moves to Suji, cutting to Suji, you gotta know. But this is not bad either. Instead of running, white is defending this group here. So far so good. That's pretty deep. When your opponent plays deep move, you have to cap, because you have the ability to cap the stone here, and then black may be able to try running around, but it's okay. But you gotta cap so you can develop the center. That's the idea of it. This is playing towards your strength. Not sure about this move. Again, playing towards your strength, you should be playing towards your weakness, the weak side here, right? Or even here. But these are the weak stones. These are the strong stones. Gotta play from the weak stones, so strengthen it. See, now white is like, now white has to run that group. Jump, jump, jump. A lot of the rest of the game pretty explanatory, I think. I guess white just lost because white just gave black too many points at the beginning. But the rest of the game is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go over it. So basically, all the main concept, I feel like I just went over in the first 2 episodes already. The rest is just like fighting, and as I say before, fighting, I can't really teach you secret stuff to fight because that's just developed over time and reading ability. So that's really like what's up to you guys to work on, is to do Tsuji problems, stuff like that. That's gonna kick up your fighting. But other than that, the open theory looks okay. And then I think if JThat just fix some of the stuff I went over, I think you can improve pretty fast, pretty quickly. So I'm gonna leave this episode here, and then I think the next one we're gonna go do something else, because I think that's all I'm gonna be able to say from these games, it looks like. So I hope you guys enjoy this first 3 episodes, and then we're gonna do something else in the next one.